As I told you in subtraction, the number from which we separate another number is called as minuend, and the number which we separate from minuend is called as subtrahend. And also I told you that subtrahend always should be lesser than minuend, isn't it? You may get the doubt that here we have to subtract 8 from 3. Is it possible? No, since 8 is greater than 3, we can't subtract 8 from 3. But we can subtract 8 from 23, isn't it? 23 is greater than 8, so we can subtract 8 from 23. How to do it? Let's see. Here, what is the place value of 3? As it is in ones place, its place value is 3 itself. And what is the place value of 2? As it is in tens place, its place value is 20. Among the 20, we are bringing 110 to the ones place. So, 2 will be reduced to 1 and 3 will become as 110 we are bringing from tens place now, already 3 is there. The 10 plus this 3 is 13. 3 will become as 13. Now we have to subtract this 8 from this 13. So 13 in your mind, 8 in your fingers. Before 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So what is the difference? Is 5. Since there is no digit for 8 in tens place, we can write 0. So 1 minus 0 is 1. So what is the answer? If we subtract 8 from 23 is 15. Here we have 164 to separate from 351. Is it possible? Yes, it is lesser than 351. We can separate. We have to start from 1's place only, no? Here we have to separate 4 from 1. Is it possible? No. Since 4 is greater than 1, we can't separate. So what we have to do? Is we have to borrow from the next place value. In tens place we have 5. So we have to borrow from that 5. Then 5 will reduce to 1 and 1 will become as 11. Now we have to separate this 4 from this 11. So 11 in your mind, 4 in your fingers. Before 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. The difference is 7. Next we have to go to tens place. Here we have to separate 6 from 4. Is it possible? No. So we have to borrow from the next place value and we have to repeat the same process. In hundreds place we have 3. So it will be reduced to 2 and this 4 will become as 14. Now we have to separate 6 from this 14. So 14 in your mind, 6 in your fingers. Before 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. The difference is 8. Next we have to go to hundreds place. Here we have to separate 1 from 2. So 2 minus 1 is 1. According to 1 property, the previous number to 2 is 1. So what is the answer? 187. Here we have 462 to separate from 3250. Is it possible? Yes, it is lesser than 3250. We can subtract. So we have to start from 1's place. Here we have to separate 2 from 0. Is it possible? No. So we have to borrow from the next place value. So 5 is in tens place, that will be reduced to 4 and 0 will become 10. As we are bringing 10 from tens place, 10 plus 0 is 10. Now we have to subtract 2 from this 10. So 10 in your mind, 2 in your fingers. Before 10, 9, 8. What is the difference? 8. Next we have to go to tens place. Here we have to subtract 6 from 4. Is it possible? No. So what we have to do is we have to borrow from the hundreds place. So 2 will become as 1 and this 4 will become as 14. Now you have to separate 6 from this 14. So 14 in your mind, 6 in your fingers. Before 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. So what is the difference? Is 8. Next we have to go to hundreds place. Here we have to separate 4 from 1. Is it possible? No. So we have to borrow from the next place value. Here 3. So 3 will become as 2 and this one will become as 11. Now we have to separate 4 from this 11. So 11 in your mind, 4 in your fingers. Before 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Difference is 7. Since there is no digit for 462 in thousand place, we can write 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. So what is the answer? 2788. Let's see some sums based upon this borrowing property. Here we have to separate 270 from 369. Is it possible? Yes, it is lesser than 369. And we have to start from ones place. Here we have 0 to separate from 9. 9 minus 0 is 9. Next we have to go to tens place. Here we have to separate 7 from 6. Is it possible? No, 7 is greater than 6. So we can't separate 7 from 6. So what we have to do? Is we have to borrow from the next place value. 3 in hundreds place will be reduced to 2 and 6 will become as 16. Now we have to separate this 7 from this 16. So 16 in your mind, 7 in your fingers. Before 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. So what is the difference? Is 9. Next we have to go to hundreds place. Here we have to separate 2 from 2. So according to same number property, the difference will be 0. So what is the answer? 99. Here we have 126 is there to separate from 401. Is it possible? Yes, it is lesser than 401. We have to start from ones place. Here 6 is there to separate from 1. Is it possible? No. So we have to borrow from the next 10 place. But in tens place we have 0. So we can't borrow from tens place. Again we have to jump to hundreds place. Here we have 4 in hundreds place. That 4 will be reduced to 3 and this 0 will become 10 and that 10 will become as 9. Now 1 will become as 11 as we are bringing one 10 from tens place. No, that's why 10 will become as 9. So 10 plus 1 is 11. Now we have to separate 6 from 11. 11 in your mind, 6 in your fingers. Before 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So what is the difference? 5. Next you have to go to tens place. You have to separate 2 from 9. So 9 in your mind, 2 in your fingers. Before 9, 8, 7. The difference is 7. Here 3 and 1 are there to separate. 3 minus 1 is 2. The before number to 3. So what is the answer? 275. Here we have 2901 should be separated from 3856. Is it possible? As it is lesser than 3856, we can separate. We have to start from ones place. Here 1 is there to separate from 6. So according to one property, what will be the difference? The before number to 6. That is 5. Next we have to go to tens place. 5 minus 0 is 5 according to 0 property. Here in hundreds place 9 is there to separate from 8. Is it possible? No. So we have to borrow from the next place value. So 3 will become as 2. 8 will become as 18. Now we have to separate 9 from this 18. So 8 in your mind, 9 in your fingers. Before 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. So what is the difference? 9. In thousand place we have 2 and 2 are there to separate. 2 minus 2 is 0. So what is the difference? 955. Here we have 1235 is there to separate from 4003. Is it possible? Yes, it is lesser than 4003 we can separate. We have to start from ones place. Here we have 5 is there to separate from 3. Is it possible? No. So we have to borrow from the next place value. See in tens place we have 0. So we can't borrow from 0. And again we have to jump to hundreds place. Again in hundreds place we have 0. So we can't borrow. So what we have to do is we have to jump to the next place value. In thousand place we have 4. So it will be reduced to 3. And here in hundreds place 0 will become as 10. As we are bringing one 10 from 1000 no? That 10 will become as 9. And in tens place the 0 will become as 10. And this 10 will become as 9. And 3 will become as 13 as we are borrowing from this 10 to ones place. Now we have to separate 5 from 13. So 13 in your mind, 5 in your fingers. Before 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. What is the difference? Yes, 8. Here in tens place we have 3 is there to separate from 9. So 9 in your mind, 3 in your fingers. Before 9, 8, 7, 6. What is the difference? 6. Here we have 2 to separate from 9. So 9 in your mind, 2 in your fingers. Before 9, 8, 7. What is the difference? 7. Here in thousand place we have to separate 1 from 3. So according to 1 property, the difference will be 2, which is the before number to 3. So what is the answer? 2768. Here we have 2564 is to subtract from 6021. Is it possible? As it is lesser than 6021, we can subtract. We have to start from 1's place only, no? Here 4 is there to subtract from 1. So what we have to do? Can you separate 4 from 1? No. So we have to borrow from the next place value. That is tens place value. Here 2 is there in tens place. That will become as 1. And this 1 will become as this 10 plus 1, 11. Now we have to separate 4 from this 11. So 11 in your mind, 4 in your fingers. Before 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. The difference is 7. Next we have to go to tens place. Here we have to separate 6 from 1. Is it possible? No, we have to borrow from the next place value. That is hundreds place. In hundreds place we have 0. So we can't borrow. So we have to jump to the thousands place. In thousand place we have 6. So that 6 will become as 5. And this will become as 0 will become as 10. And the 10 will become as 9. And this 1 will become as 11. We are bringing from thousand place to hundreds place and hundreds place to tens place. Understand? Now we have to separate 6 from this 11. So 11 in your mind, 6 in your fingers. Before 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So what is the difference? Yes, 5. Next we have to go to hundreds place. We have to separate 5 from 9. So 9 in your mind, 5 in your fingers. Before 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. What is the difference? 4. Next we have to go to thousands place. Here 2 is there to separate from 5. 5 in your mind, 2 in your fingers. Before 5, 4, 3. What is the difference? Yes, 3. So what is the answer? 3457. Here we have 3759 is there to separate from 8634. Is it possible? As it is lesser than 8634, we can subtract. We have to start from 1's place. Here 9 is there to subtract from 4. Is it possible? No. So we have to borrow from the next place value. 3 is in tens place, that will become as 2. And this 4 will become as 14. Now we have to separate 9 from this 14. So 14 in your mind, 9 in your fingers. Before 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So what is the difference? 5. Here we have to separate 5 from 2. Is it possible? No. So we have to borrow from next place value. Here it is 6. That will become as 5. And this 2 will become as 12. Now we have to separate this 5 from this 12. So 12 in your mind, 5 in your fingers. Before 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. The difference is 7. Next we have to go to hundreds place. Here 7 is there to separate from 5. Is it possible? No. So we have to borrow from the thousands place. 8 will become as 7 and this 5 will become as 15 and that 7 should be separated from this 15. So 15 in your mind, 7 in your fingers. Before 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. The difference is 8. Next, we have to go to thousands place. Here, 3 is there to separate from 7. So, 7 in your mind, 3 in your fingers. Before 7, 6, 5, 4. What is the difference? 4. So, what is the answer? 4875.